Where is Kenya spiritually? Kenya, I believe, spiritually, is in a place which is very similar to where the country was immediately after 1969. And here's the breaking news for most of us, because most of us don't follow history. We have no time for history. Here's the breaking news for you. After 1969, the Jomo Kenyatta presidency was kwisha maneno. It was just a matter of time. And so that we understand what is happening currently, spiritually, we need to answer the question, what really happened that was significant in the year 1969, spiritually speaking? Well, 1969 was the year of major assassinations. It started in January with the assassination of a great son of the country, Agwins Kodek, a brilliant lawyer, in fact, the first African-Kenyan black lawyer to qualify, and he qualified in Great Britain. And then, in the year 1969, this was followed by the assassination of Thomas Joseph Odhiambo Mboya, Tom Mboya, on July 5th, 1969. And then, this was followed by the Kisumu massacre on 25th October, 1969. All that was part of an operation. I have a landmark video series on this channel titled Tom Mboya. It was more than an assassination, which explains all this in great detail. All this was part of an operation to completely neutralize the Luo community from being a threat to the Jomo presidency and to secure the Jomo presidency well into the future, maybe another 20, 30 years. That was the plan. But obviously the people who planned this were not aware of a very important spiritual law. Because had they been aware, they would have realized that actually what they were doing is finishing off the Jomo Kenyatta presidency as quickly as possible. They were actually doing the opposite of what they thought they were doing. Why? Because of something called bloodletting. You don't do that. If you want things to go well with you, that is the last thing you want to do. Okay? And history has shown us this over and over again. Anyway, please observe carefully what happened in Kenya after 25th October 1969. Jomo Kenyatta's health just went south and south and south. He started slipping in and out of comas. Most of the time, he was in a coma. His public appearances were very, very few. And when he appeared in public, it was obvious that the man was very sickly. At the time, it was treason, a very serious crime in Kenya, to even suggest that the president looked sickly. And those people who understand the spiritual will also understand something else very important. Damu inaitisha damu. And therefore what happened is that in 1975, a man called JM Kariuki was assassinated in a very brutal manner. Very brutal. Now, recently we have gotten some very conclusive evidence telling us without doubt who was behind the JM Kariuki assassination. And in the following year, 1976, there was a secret, highly secret visit into the country by renowned South African heart surgeon, Dr. Christian Barnard. Now, one of the reasons why that visit had to be secret is that in those days, South Africans were not allowed into the country called Kenya, okay, because of the apartheid policies of the Wabeberu Wazungu in South Africa at the time. And so Barnard was brought into the country to examine President Jomo Kenyatta, who at the time was ailing, to see if he could add more years to Jomo Kenyatta's life. But then we humans never learn. Spiritual laws are spiritual laws, and they're final. When the good doctor examined Jomo Kenyatta, he was just shaking his head. Lost cause. There was nothing he could do. And it is very instructive that after that, a group emerged called the Change the Constitution Group, whose main objective was to change the Constitution so that in the event of the death of Jomo Kenyatta, the then Vice President, Daniel Moi, would not ascend automatically into the presidency, even in an acting capacity. But sickly Jomo did not support that group, and that was the end of the Change the Constitution initiative. And in 1978, in August, Jomo Kenyatta passed on. Bottom line, that operation of 1969, all that bloodletting, was for nothing because it went against spiritual laws. Fast forward to the present. And I'm going to end my show today with questions which you need to answer. I will not answer them for you. Okay? Question number 1. Have you noticed any change with the Ruto presidency since the Gen Z manenos, the Gen Z uprising, and the serious bloodletting that was used to put it down? After that, have you noticed any difference with the Ruto administration, his hold over the country, the way he rules? Question number 2. Just like after 1969, have you noticed many political assassinations in the country called Kenya? Just like it was after 1969? And my last question, just like it was after 1969, do we have a situation in the country where it seems that the administration has finished off one of their own? Do we have the same? Like JM Kariuki in 1975, who was from the Kikuyu community, which was the same community as the community of the leadership, the executive at that time, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Do we have a similar situation now, or do we not have it? It's just a question I'm asking. I believe you may have the answer. As I glance on the calendar before me, our latest offer will end kabisa on the 2nd of March, the year of our Lord, 2026. You can see all the details on your screens right now. We have just been talking about many assassinations unfolding in Kenya. We have highly sensitive reports giving you a lot of details, inside information on assassinations which have taken place in Kenya in recent times. The late Raila Amolo Odinga, Cyrus Njirongo, the late General Ogola, etc., and a lot of other highly sensitive information which you will get as a result of you being a holder of the golden key. And you're getting this golden key at a heavily sponsored price. A sponsor has already paid for most of it. And all you need to do is to come up with Kenya shillings 999 to get a permanent golden key. You will never again need to pay for anything Kumekucha, of the past, present, or even of the future. So please rush. It is not going to be extended after 2nd of March. No way. That one I guarantee. So please take quick action and ensure that you're included. You do not meet with the disappointment, and that you're included and you get this valuable golden key that will give you a free ride forever. As far as anything Kumekucha that one may need to pay for is concerned. Details are on your screens. Please move with speed.